What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Tesla Talk Wednesday. Yeah, I'm late on the uptake again. My apologies. Not really. Busy week. You know how that goes. Anyways, let's just get to the news, I guess, because well, why not? It's dark outside. It's raining. It's getting dark earlier and earlier, which means filming in my Tesla during the weekdays and getting any sunlight is kind of like a no bueno thing. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get right to it. So, as you guys may or may not know, there was earnings for Tesla last week, and with the stock shot up to $300 a share, it continued to run the next day or two to almost $330 a share. It's tapered off since then, but either way, it's well over $300. They had blowout. Well, they had surprise earnings. Basically, they were expecting negative profits or negative earnings per share. They came in with a profit, so obviously great things. Now on that call, the conference call, one of the analysts was trying to get more out of Elon as far as the new cyberpunk truck, whatever you want to call it, the Tesla truck that's supposed to be coming out in November. Now Elon didn't want to answer, but he did say that it is their best product ever, and he is obviously very excited for it. I am very excited for it. I want to see what it looks like. That's the biggest things. The specs and the stats that he's sort of hinted at sound awesome. The potential for a 400 to 500 mile truck, and then still be relatively inexpensive. But we'll see. Obviously, when you get to the inexpensive ones, you usually get less range. So anyways, I'm very excited. That should be coming out next month. So we'll keep our eyes out for that. But very, very excited, and hopefully it will be on the earlier side of the month rather than the later side. But either way, excited to hear the specs of the truck. Definitely very excited to see what the truck looks like, because Elon Musk said it's not for everybody, and it's definitely very cyberpunky. So I just don't even know. I don't even know, but he said it's going to look like an armored personal carrier, which might be pretty sick. So yeah, more to come on that, obviously. So stay tuned, and hopefully that will be revealed soon-ish. Unfortunately, there's wildfires in California right now, but because of that, PG&E, which is the local utility provider, has been doing rolling blackouts, because what's happening is they don't have, good upkeep on some of their power lines, and when the winds come in, it blows these power lines. They potentially fall, break, the wires snap, and then they spark, and it's dry, and they cause wildfires. So they're doing these rolling blackouts, so there's no electricity going through these lines. Now, that's a problem, obviously, for residents in the areas of these rolling blackouts, affecting hundreds of thousands of people. So Tesla has decreased the price on their solar panels for people in areas that are affected by these wildfires, by the PG&E blackouts, which is pretty cool. And it is very compelling. I guess they've come out recently with their V3 solar panel roof, and it seems that it's more and more affordable. Elon compares these solar roofs to basically the closest thing you can get to printing money, which is very, very interesting, very interesting. But according to Zillow, which I think he also threw out on the conference call, it does increase your home value by 5% or something like that. In that sense, if you go to sell your house, you're probably getting the money back, and it increases resale value, makes your house more sellable. Ooh, I almost forgot. If you guys are enjoying the content, please consider liking and subscribing. Elon Musk changed his name on Twitter to Treelon Musk, because apparently he's donating $1 million in trees to be planted. So that is pretty cool. I actually don't know all the details. I recently saw he tweeted something out that said Treelon Musk, and then I read a little snippet about it. But either way, donating $1 million worth of planted trees, that's awesome. Point is, he's making them more affordable for people affected by wildfires, which is super cool. Also, I've probably touched on this, but there is an over-the-air option where when there are potential storms coming, Tesla makes sure that the power walls, the battery packs that they basically mount on your wall with the solar systems that you can purchase, will be charged to full, so that if you do lose power in the event of a storm, you're good to go and you have that backup energy. So it is cool technology. Now, as most people who really like Tesla know, they've been testing their new Plaid powertrain at the Nürburgring on Model S's, and they have just released some merch, whatever you want to call it, t-shirts that say the new Plaid shirts that they have are the next best thing to riding shotgun at the Nürburgring. So if you want to get one of these shirts, I think they're available on Tesla's online store. I think they also have an Amazon web store, so they might sell them there too. But they basically have these like Plaid mode t-shirts for Tesla. So interesting stuff. Really can't wait for those to be revealed. The Plaid powertrain Model S and Model X's to be revealed at the end of next year. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty exciting because I'm just hoping and expecting them to come out with like sub 2 seconds 0 to 60, which would be absolutely absurd, and I will definitely have to go test drive one because that just sounds like such a fun time. Now, speaking of Tesla testing at the Nürburgring, it's obviously in response to the Porsche Taycan, which apparently there have been some spy photos of a Taycan like Cross Turismo or Sportback, whatever you want to call it. It's like the hot hatch version, the Sport Turismo version. The Panamera, they came out with the Panamera that has that like wagon. I think it's called like a Cross Turismo or Sport Turismo. It's basically the wagon back. I mean, here's a picture on the screen. You'll know what I'm talking about. But supposedly the Taycan will have the same sort of shape to it as potentially a later option. So right now they did come out with the 4S, the cheaper option around $105,000. Then you have like the $150,000 turbo, and the Turbo S at like $180-some thousand. So crazy expensive cars, more than the Tesla. Recently there was more testing in the US to compare the actual like updated Raven Model S with the Taycan. And the 0 to 60 launch was still kind of on the slow side. It was like 2.68 seconds, something like that. And well, Tesla advertises it as 2.4. Now apparently in this video, the Taycan shows them like using launch mode, whereas in the Tesla they don't, and that's how you actually get the 2.40 to 60 in the Tesla. There is a launch mode as well that gives you the full power from acceleration, and you can see in the video that the pavement is dry, so it seems. So there shouldn't really be any issues around getting those 2.4 seconds 0 to 60 times, which is kind of interesting. So, you know, maybe they kind of messed up a little bit there potentially, but the point is Teslas are still more room, they still have great performance for daily driving, more range, and the charging infrastructure is much better for Teslas as well. So, you know, obviously I am a Tesla fan, I have a Tesla, but I would love to get in and drive the Taycan. I'm sure it drives very differently. It might feel much more, you know, planted and connected to the road as far as taking turns and all that jazz. But both cars are phenomenal. Both cars are pushing the other one forward, and I'm very happy to see this car come out because it's only going to push Elon to make the Model S and X's better and better and keep improving upon them because, you know, there's this level of competition now with Porsche, and Elon wants to, you know, have that top notch, we have the best electric car status. So I think this is awesome, and well, it's very cool to hear about the new Plaid powertrain that might come out in about a year. One of the cool things with Tesla is that they have these over-the-air updates, and on the conference call, they released that they're going to be pushing an update that's going to have better like autonomous navigation. It's going to push out more power and potentially more range. So improvements in the software in order to get better range, and then also more power just through an over-the-air update. I mean, this is awesome, right? If you had any internal combustion engine car, you can't just push out an over-the-air update, get more range and more power. You have to do something where you buy a new ECU to remap that, or plug into the car, remap the ECU to get better gas mileage, better performance. You would have to buy upgraded components. Obviously, the joy of having, you know, an internal combustion engine is the ability to tune it yourself, make it sound how you want, make it look how you want, all of that nice stuff, where you can't really do that aftermarket with Tesla, but Tesla as a car company can do that for you via over-the-air update. So it is pretty sweet. You know, people that have bought these cars are continuing to get improvements over time. More range, more power, and just cool updates as far as full self-driving capability, getting closer and closer to that, and some of these other features such as parking, summon mode, all of that stuff. So it is neat to see this happening, and I think it's going to push other car companies to keep going in this direction as well, the whole Internet of Things space. And it's going to be an interesting next like 1 to 2 years, I think, just with all the autonomous driving testing that's going on, and what Tesla's doing, and how regulation is going to respond to this. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I hope other people are. It's also a little scary at the same time because like you have people who think they're like fully autonomous and they're really not. It's like it's beta testing. You still have to pay attention. You can't just fall asleep at the wheel. So just remember that. Supposedly, a Model Y has been tested as far east as Michigan, driving around, supercharging, zipping by some people. It was a red Model Y. That is pretty cool. So obviously a lot of people are excited for those to come out. I'm curious to see how they look because I wasn't a huge fan of the Model X when it came out. It's that egg kind of weird shape, but it has awesome doors, right? Like it's super cool in that sense. It's also a super quick SUV, quickest out there. So there's benefits, there's drawbacks. Cause I don't know. There's times where I like the design, times where I don't. But then the Model 3, I go back and forth on that all the time. But then the Model Y is just like a real stubby, rounded, weird looking model, short, stubby Model X, and I don't know how I feel about it. So probably going to pass on that one. Have been considering a Model 3 Performance, thinking about that in the future, but I just keep going back to the Model S Plaid or the Roadster. But I mean, I got to save up. I can't afford those by any means right now. So we're monitoring the market, but we'll see. We'll see. Only time will tell. I mean, I got a year to save up for Model S with the Plaid powertrain. I probably have 2 years to save up for a Roadster. So let's hope for the best, and we'll see what comes a year from now, 2 years from now, and we'll definitely hope for the best. All right, well, I think that's going to wrap up the Tesla Talk Wednesday. It just doesn't have the same ring to it, right? Tesla Talk Tuesday, Tesla Talk Wednesday. Yeah, so my bad on that, my bad. But hopefully next week we'll get back into the rhythm of things. Irregardless, it's going to be it for today. So if you guys enjoyed the content, please consider liking and subscribing. And until, I don't know when, until next time, thanks for watching.